Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick little video about the full moon today, I guess the partial lunar eclipse we had, and just I'm no astrologer. If you're looking for that, go check out my buddy Will Harrison, metaphysician. He's a incredible astrologer and knows all about that stuff. But I'm just going to talk about from what I've been experiencing, and maybe some of you have been experiencing this too, from the new moon energies, not new moon, full moon energies. So yesterday night, today's August 7th, and last night, all of a sudden, I was watching a show with my beautiful wife, Shauna, and our cool little dog, amazing dog, perfect little puppy, Caesar, and all of a sudden, I started feeling this tightness in my chest. And my heart started hurting a lot, and that doesn't tend to happen to me. It happens when I start having energetic releases, and or if I'm having some like emotional turbulence for whatever reason. But the weekend had been great, and I had a great Saturday, had a great Friday, Sunday was going great. Nothing should have been causing this, and it was really interesting because I was like, what is going on? Like, my heart is like, it's really hurting. And then I started feeling this anxiety welling up in me. And the last time I'd felt anxiety like that was when I was going through chemotherapy treatment and my bone marrow transplant, and I would get really anxious on the way from Reno to Oakland Children's Hospital to get my chemotherapy treatments. And so I was just feeling like this extreme anxiety. And so I meditated last night. Sean and I meditated when we got done, or when we were about to go to bed. Didn't help. Had some crazy dreams. And then today woke up, still had that anxious feeling in my heart, and my heart wasn't hurting as much, but it was still anxious. And I could not figure out what was going on. And then today I was approached by a woman at my work, and she just came up to me and was like, "Hey Zach, I heard that you had a bone marrow transplant." And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And so we started talking about it, and lo and behold, she was she worked in the lab with like testing for donors and stuff like that for bone marrow transplants in UCLA and stuff. And so the anxious feeling didn't seem to subside until maybe like 2 o'clock, and then it started kind of drifting away. And I was like, what the frick is going on? And got home, ate, hung out with Shauna and Caesar, took a nap. After the nap, kept feeling better. We went to the gym, had a great workout, got out of the gym, and I look up and there's a full moon. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. And so I distinctly remember my clients from last week saying, "Hey, are you gonna look at the lunar eclipse?" And I was like, oh my God. So all these things, right, start tying together. and I was actually feeling, because, so again, I'll pull back a little bit. At the gym, I was, excuse me, I'm gonna keep pulling back. When I was talking with this woman at the gym about the bone marrow transplant, she asked me if I was sterile. Because when I had the full body radiation, I also had testicular radiation. And so, obviously we all know that radiation chemotherapy, more so radiation and localized radiation to your pelvic region for males, can really increase infertility and have an effect on sperm count. And so that kind of got me thinking today, and I was like, man, I'd like to have children, and I always thought I would have children, and but I don't have them yet. And it kind of got me spinning my wheels. And then we were at the gym tonight, and we were doing front squats, and my brother and Shauna both remarked, and they're like, man, your form is bad. Your form sucks. Like, your knees cave in, your hip doesn't move, and from my videos or anyone that knows me, you know that my hip is just locked. It's frozen in place because the bone died from steroid use during my bone marrow transplant. And so all these things just like kept coming up, right? My anxiety of not being able to have children, of my hip never really healing fully. Just all these things started coming up, and then got out of the gym, saw the full moon, and so I started thinking, wow, okay, there's some serious energy releasing happening right now. And this full moon is really intense on making us pushing to the forefront of what we're hiding inside. Like our awakening, our transitioning, our enlightenment, if you will, or ascension, our vibrational ascension is really, really powerful, I feel like, right now, at least for me. I thought it could have been like me experiencing things from other people and global, but I don't think that's it. I think what's happening is that this full moon is pushing to the forefront the things that we're afraid to deal with. And it made me question my mortality, or ponder my mortality. I like to think that I'm immortal. We all like to think that we're untouchable, it's not going to happen to us. But today and yesterday, these energies that are just coming up is making me deal with the anxiety of healing that anxiety from when I was sick, and the effects of that treatment on my mortal body, right? As much as I'd like to think that I'm immortal, and we are immortal in spirit, right? We're eternal souls, eternal beings, but this body is very finite, and it has the potential to heal. I know that, I've experienced it, and I'm sure many of you have experienced that in one way or another. At least you know that when you got a cut, it healed itself, right? So one way or another, you know that your body heals. But it really brought up a lot of things I need to continue to work on. Healing the fear and the anxiety of not being able to have children, which I always believed and felt like I would have children, and so I hope I can have children. But that's something that the fear and anxiety that I've got to heal within myself. That fear of never having a normal hip again, and being able to do exactly what I used to do before it happened 10 years ago, is something I need to work on and heal still internally. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because these energies are powerful. These are the most powerful energies I've felt probably in the last 6 months to a year, really, with bringing stuff to the forefront for me. So if you're experiencing that too, my advice is ride it out. I went and floated the river, the Truckee River, with a big group of Shauna and a big group of us, my brother, sister-in-law. We had a ton of fun, friends, and I'm gonna do another video about that probably in the next few days, about the lessons. It's kind of like a metaphor. The whole 3-hour trip was like a metaphor for me, that I'll have a ton of stuff for you. But just ride the current. You know, you're gonna hit rocks. If you've ever floated a river, you're gonna hit rocks. But oftentimes you're gonna bump off that rock, and the current's gonna take you again, and it's gonna take you on a fun ride. So, yeah, ride the current. Don't try to paddle out of it. Sometimes you'll need to, but 95% of the time, the current, if you hit a rock, you're gonna bump off. You might get spun around, but the current will take you in the right direction. And so trust that. And the final thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is a quote that literally has been on my mind every single day for the last I don't know, 6 weeks, and it's from the Bible, and it's a quote in the book of Joshua, I believe, and I don't actually know who says this. I hope it's Jesus, but maybe it's another apostle. I don't know, but the quote is, oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you will go. And for me, that means that omnipotent presence, spirit, God, the universe, that divine principle, source, there's so many names, but that eternal presence that is with us always, that is within everything, is there supporting us, and to have faith in that. And that's something that I felt like that phrase tonight has helped kind of pull that energy, my energy back up, and help me release the anxiety and the fear. But yeah, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you will go. That Spirit is with us always. And that's it for tonight. Look forward to that video about the river metaphor. You'll like it, it's fun. It's pretty cool. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. I hope this helped you ride that wave, ride the current. You know, we'll get there. Just let go of what's happening, all the things that are arising from within you that are fear-based things, you know, anxiety, sadness, anger, depression, like those are all coming to the forefront. So really try to release them. Just breathe through it. Do the best you can. That's all you can do. You'll make it through. You've made it through it all before. You'll make it through this time. I love you guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.